I've had a busy weekend. Let me tell you about it. One of my best friends, Mary, came into town to visit me where I live. She currently goes to Auburn University, so she drove up to Georgia to see me because a very special event happened yesterday. From when I'm recording this, we saw the Oh Hellos in concert. If you don't know who the Oh Hellos are, they are a folk band, folk rock sometimes, some would say, that sings primarily about spirituality and some other like heavy topics that we'll get into, but they also deal with like themes of mortality, abuse, that kind of thing. A band that no 14-year-old should be listening to and interpreting their lyrics in a way that's definitely going to create some sort of obsession. But I did. And you know who else did? Mary. Mary is one of my best friends in the world. She and I met when we were doing The Insanity of Mary Gerard, my freshman year, one of my only friends freshman year. I had come from a charter school, which means that I was graduated with the same 10 kids that I attended first grade through 8th grade with, and I knew no one. I had moved to a public school for the first time and knew that I wanted to do theater, so I auditioned for this play called The Insanity of Mary Gerard, which ironically, Mary was cast in as the understudy for Mary, and I was cast in the ensemble, and she was also a member of the ensemble. We were the only two freshmen in the play, and we were terrified. We put our heads together and decided that we were in it together, so we hung out and like became fast friends. The thing about Mary is she is the funniest person I know. She's also one of the sweetest people I know. When I'm with Mary, it means that I'm gonna laugh and I'm going to have an amazing time. We could be sitting next to each other doing nothing, and I just have the most joy in my heart when I'm with her. The thing about the Oh Hellos is that I could be listening to the most horrifying metaphor about death that I've ever heard in my entire life. The most beautiful metaphor, mind you. But I'm also having the best time. The Oh Hellos are one of my favorite bands, if not my favorite band. And they are touring for the last time. This is the last time they'd ever tour, or they said that they'll ever tour. Mary and I went to go see them. So this is a little breakdown of like the concert and what we did. And yeah. The Oh Hellos played something from pretty much all of their albums. The ones that they prioritized, though, are two of the last of their Four Winds albums, which categorize like certain levels of being, certain seasons of life, that kind of thing, and they're broken down into 4 winds. So there are 4 EPs essentially that were released individually or in pairs. So the first 2 were released and then the next 2 were released. And my favorite of the 4 winds, Boreas, they played because they had not toured this album because it was released about 5 years ago, and they haven't toured for like 7 or 8 years, I think is what they said last night. I could look it up, but why would I do that when I could just spread misinformation? They played a song or 2 from all of the Four Winds albums, and then they played stuff from their self-titled, and they played some stuff from Through the Deep Dark Valley, which is their next album, and then their middle album, which the song Soldier Poet King, if you're familiar, is called Dear Wormwood, and it's the 10th anniversary of their Dear Wormwood album. That is the album that I think most people know them from. It details a abusive relationship, the ending of an abusive relationship or an abusive circumstance through letters. And the thing is, it's gorgeous. It's just absolutely gorgeous. If you like folk rock or folk music in general, I highly encourage you to listen to this album. So some standouts of the night. Obviously, Soldier Poet King, which is their most famous song. If you've been on TikTok, you've heard it. It basically details 3 archetypes of a fictional narrative who are the soldier, the poet, and the king, each who have their own way of defending their community and serving their community. And kind of people on TikTok like to identify themselves as one. Here's the thing. I think I'm 2. I hate to be different. I really do. I took a little test online because of course I did, and I was given the king, but then I also just think that because of my art form and because of what I'm choosing to do with my life, I think that there's poet inherently in that. But, you know, what are you gonna do? So I'm both. Sorry, sue me, literally sue me, I don't care. So they played Soldier Poet King about middle to the end of the set, which was really great. The set was an hour and 50 minutes with 3 encores. So yeah, we were there until like 10:30. It was awesome. It rocked. They could have played for 2 more hours and I would have been so happy. What were the other highlights of the night? Oh, Constellations, which is from the Nodos album, I believe. I'm gonna put a fact check over myself. Remember when I said that I'm not taking more than one take? Yeah, I'm gonna put a fact check if I'm wrong. Nodos is one of the Four Winds EPs, and Constellations is so beautiful. And something that the audience did, which I don't know if they've done it at any of the other shows, but they did like the flashlight thing, and it was just so stunning to listen to. The band playing and turning around. We were in general admission, so just like turning around and seeing all of these flashlights, it looked like stars. It was so beautiful. This Will End is a very special song to me, and that was very touching to hear. The title of the EP, Boreas, the title song of that, Boreas, that song hits me in a way that I don't know that I can describe. The song essentially details what it feels like to think that your only gift to each other or to your community is the way that they detail in the song, your warmth from setting yourself on fire. Like, to destroy yourself for the good of others is the only worth that you can give someone else. And when I was my most depressed and most anxious, I heard this song for the first time, and it just so encapsulates to me what it feels like to feel that way. Just so emotional. Like, I didn't cry at this concert. I thought that I would, but I think it's because I just had so much joy in me. But that feeling that they can encapsulate in that song really just stood out to me. Another highlight for me is Dear Wormwood, the titled song of Dear Wormwood, the album, which basically deals with spirituality and how it feels to be coming out of a situation that you don't know anything, like you don't know what's gonna keep going, you don't know what's gonna end, and so that was very important to me. They played Thus to the Tyrants, another song off of Dear Wormwood, which I was jumping to. It was so much fun. I'm so passionate about this band, but I think what stood out to me the most in this concert is something that I didn't even think that they would play. I did not look at the set list beforehand, but they played a song called The Danse Macabre, which is the Dance of Death. If you don't know about the Dance of Death, it is a song that is, I believe it's from the 16th century. I'm gonna again fact check myself and put it over the screen now, but essentially the song details the feeling of dancing with death, dying. Over the summer, I did a play called Everybody by Brandon Jacob Jenkins, which details the process of death through the lens of Everyman. It's a riff off of the morality play Everyman, which is one of the earliest recorded plays in the English language. It basically details what happens to you when you die. What do you get to take with you? Who dies? The premises of the play revolves around a lottery where the 5 actors cast as somebodies will be drawing for the title role and for the senses that they interact with along their process of death. I did not play somebody. I played a character called the Usher / God / Understanding. So this character opens the play, addresses the audience directly throughout the play, and eventually is disguised as, hold on, I have my little thing right here. Oh, please don't mess up the framing. Okay, here it is. Here's my little house manager thing that I wore. To me, what this play entails is there is a sense of community in death, because it's going to happen to all of us. And so in this play, there is a the play is like just a standard play that you would read, and in this play there's about a chunk of text about that big, or a scene that big on the page, that says it says something along the lines of the dance with death or the danse macabre, and then it says skeletons dance to moving lights and sound. And it's so undetailed on purpose. It's so that way every production can customize it as they'd like. And so our movement director, Katie, basically helped us devise this piece where we essentially all either were skeletons or we danced with death. And it was to the song The Danse Macabre, which we didn't do it to the Oh Hellos cover, but we did do it to that song. And I've always known that song was on their Dear Wormwood album. I love their cover of it because I love the folk sound that they have. But hearing them play it live, it was incredible. It was truly incredible. I'm so blown away by how interconnected my art is. And I'm also so blown away on how me and Mary's lives are interconnected. Because if I had not done that play with her my freshman year, I would not have done Everybody. Because I don't think I would have pursued theater. Finding someone and finding community in theater is so important to me. It's so important to me. And the first member of my community was Mary. The Oh Hellos have a song called Soap, from their album Zephyrus, one of the Four Winds EPs. The song details what it feels like to hold on to someone and to know that you're going to grow, but the feeling of wanting to hold on. Dear Mary, I hope this doesn't come across as odd to you. I want you to know that being your friend and growing with you in tandem and in parallel has been one of the greatest experiences of my life. I treasure every moment I have with you. When we were deciding what to do with our futures and you auditioned for GTA with me, I so badly wanted you to come with me to our next steps. I wanted you to be side by side into this next scary, scary chapter of my life. But like the song Soap says, oil and water do not mix, and it's going to hurt like hell. While I was scared I had to do this next part of life not side by side, knowing we would never lose our friendship has been one of the biggest comforts I could hope for. We could not talk for months, and we would pick up right where we left off. Holding on to your hand tightly during Soap last night reinforces these lyrics. My friend, I think you are worth keeping around. I think you're worth holding on to. Life is going to hurt like hell. But together, we're going to be well. Always yours,